Sure.
I'll send it to you after.
He's gonna be clear to everyone.
What?
As it says page line.
Okay. Yes, quite. Oh boy, this is sure not looking good.
Next question. You went to the victims of Harvard and gave the murder, did you not?
Oh wait, that's you.
Well, did you or did you not? Well, maybe I did and maybe I didn't.
He went. What do I do? Stop him from answering. I'll send him a signal. Lie like a dog! Joe.
Oh, well, you see, it's like this. I don't remember.
I'm gonna fucking get on you if you don't immediately fucking say the line, because after that,
Yeah,
that's...
I'm sorry. You don't remember? Well then, we'll just have to remind you, bitch.
I got a bad feeling about this.
We'll have a witness that can prove he did go to the victim's apartment that day. Also, I'd like to get Obi-Wan's line.
What? That's that line has been in every Star Wars movie. That's not just Obi-Wan's.
Well, that simplifies matters. Who is this witness?
The man who found the victim's body just before making the gruesome discovery. He saw the defendant fleeing from the scene of the crime.
Order in the court. Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its witness.
Yes, Your Honor.
Has this voice been at all consistent? This is bad.
On the day of the murder, my witness was selling newspapers at the victim's building. Please bring Mr. Frank Solid to the stand, and nice last name, bitch. Mr. Solid, you sell newspaper subscriptions, is this correct?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Newspapers, yeah. Mr. Sowit, you may proceed with your testimony. Please tell the court what you saw on the day of the murder.
Bring it on, bitch face. I was going door to door selling subscriptions when I saw a man fleeing an apartment. I thought he must be in a hurry because he left the door half open behind him. Thinking it strange, I looked inside the apartment, and I saw her lying there, a woman, not moving, dead. I quailed in fright and found myself unable to go inside. I thought to call the police immediately. However, the phone in her apartment wasn't working. I went to a nearby park and found the public phone. Remembering the time exactly, it was 1 o'clock p.m. The man who ran, without a doubt, was the defendant sitting right over there. Okay, well, I know the contradiction immediately. Larry, why didn't you tell the truth? Can't defend you against testimony like that.
Incidentally, why wasn't the phone in the victim's apartment working?
Your Honor, at the time of the victim's murder, there was a blackout in the building.
Aren't phones supposed to work during a blackout?
Yes, Your Honor. However, some cordless phones do not function normally. The phone that Mr. Solid used was one of those. Your Honor, I have a record of the blackout for a proposal that I have done.
Blackout record, electricity in this stone building was out from the end. Okay.
Now, Mr. Wright.
Yes, yes, Your Honor?
You may begin your cross-examination.
Cross-examination. What the fuck is cross-examination? Wait, is it almost like... Did I actually fucking study for this shit?
No, you didn't.
Am I a lawyer? Why the fuck am I being told to cross? Oh, I am a lawyer. Okay.
Alright, right? This is it, the real deal. The bread and butter.
What exactly am I supposed to do? I've never done this before. It's almost like it's almost like I'm a complete fucking idiot.
Why? You aren't supposed to like the testimony when it's escape. Well then, let me help you. You just grab a gun and shoot him.
Lies? What? He was lying?
Your client is innocent, right? Then the witness was lying in testimony, dumbass.
Ah, I guess I am a dumbass, so you know, I should just stop.
Or is your client really guilty? Did you really murder her?
Well, knowing Larry probably did murder her, so I don't know why I'm even here. How do I prove he's not?
You hold the key. It's in the evidence, bitch. Compare to the witness testimony to the evidence at hand. And there's a bound to be a contradiction there, and also they hold it every time you speak. First, there are contradictions between court record and witness testimony. Remember, hold it every 24/7. Then once you found the contradicting evidence, present the evidence and rub it in the witness' face.
Sure.
Open the court record with the arrow button, report the contradiction and testimony.
Okay, so because I already know which one this is, and I have no interest in reading all of this dialogue.
It forces you to read it all. I like his head doesn't like move, just right his body does.
Call the police immediately following the thing to a nearby park and public thing. Remember the time exactly? It was 1 p.m. Present. You ready?
Yeah.
Objection! You found the body at 1 p.m.? You sure? Yeah. What the fuck was I doing again? Yes, it was 1 p.m. for certain. Frankly, I find that hard to believe. Your statement directly contradicts the autopsy report. And this time it's not outdated. Fuck you, Edward. The autopsy report, the autopsy notes... Actually, we haven't even done that yet. The autopsy notes the time of death at sometime after 4 p.m. There was no body to find at 1 p.m. How do you explain this 3-hour gap?
This is trivial. The witness may have forgot the time.
After his testimony, I find that hard to believe. Mr. Sowit, why were you so certain you found the body at 1 p.m.?
Gee, that... Oh, fuck, what was it again? It was kind of Britishy sounding. Gee... Fuck. I can't remember the voice I did.
Anyway, gee, he was a really good question.
Gee, that's a really good question.
Yeah, right. Put him on the spot. That's all you have to do. Point out contradiction. Lies, they get more lies. See through one, the whole story falls apart.
Wait, I remember now.
Would you care to give your testimony?
Would you care to give your testimony again?
I'm gonna be real honest. Why the fuck did you give them so many testimonies? Like, the amount of lies they give.
Why did I give the judge such a fucking fancy sounding voice?
You see, I found the body. I heard the time. There was a voice at the time. It was probably coming from the television. Oh, but there was 3 hours off, wasn't it? I guess the victim must have been watching a video of a taped program. That's why I thought it was 1 p.m. Terribly sorry about that misunderstanding. Hehehe, yeah, they don't know that I fucking murdered him, did they? They don't know. I see. You should have had the voice saying the time on a taped program. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness.
Right. You know what you have to do. You know, so it's a judge for fucking retard.
I got this one, bitch. What did you say about my objection? Okay, say it with me. Objection! Hold it right there, bitch! The prosecution has said there was a 3-hour... Okay. The prosecution has said there was a blackout at the time of the discovery. And this record proves it. Nervous sweats. You couldn't have heard the television or a video. Gah! The defense has a point. Do you have an explanation for this, Mr. Selwyn? No, I find it quite puzzling myself. Ah! Wait, I remember now. Mr. Selwyn. The court would prefer to have accurate testimony from the beginning. These constant corrections are harming your credibility. That seems... That and you seem rather... No, wait, this isn't... That and you seem rather distraught. My apologies, Your Honor. I must have a shock of finding the body. Very well, Mr. Sowit. Let's hear your testimony once more, please. The thing about the judge's voice is that if I mess it up, he sounds fucking retarded.
Yeah, he does.
If I mess up the judge's voice, he sounds like he has a mental issue.
Alright, guys.
Actually, I didn't hear the time. I saw it. Like my name. I saw it. Haha. I'm very funny. Very funny. See, I could never kill somebody. I'm funny. There was a table clock in the apartment, wasn't there? Yes, the murder weapon. The killer used it to hit the victim. As you do. He did hit him with a blunt object. I did hit them with a blunt. I meant, fuck it. Strike that off from the record. There must have been. That must have been what I saw. Strike literally everything from the record.
Yeah.
Actually, just let me go home. I'd rather do that. Anyways, so the defense may cross-examine the witness. Gladly. I'm gonna fucking nail this guy to a wall and beat his head in.
Why doesn't he, what did you remember? Why does he stay? He could just left.
I don't fucking know. Actually, I didn't hear the time. I saw the table clock in the apartment. But no, this isn't it. Do I have to say it again? Objection! Wait just a demon fucking slaying second. The murder weapon wasn't a clock, it was a statue. How is this supposed to be a clock? Shut up, you with your contradictions and your evidence. Just who do you think you are? Just answer the question, saw it. Hey, I saw it, okay? I saw the clock!
Your Honor, is that me?
Yes, Mr. Payne.
When you say that your statue is indeed a clock, let me slow my rounds to shoot him. The decade is swift, you just tilt it and it says to time out loud. It doesn't look like it's the clock I made as a statue. My apologies. Fuck you.
I see. So the murder weapon was a table clock after all. Well, Mr. Wright, it appears that the witness testimony was correct. This is a clock. Do you have any problems with the testimony now? Yes. Your Honor, there's a gaping hole in the witness's testimony. The only way he could have known the weapon was a clock is to hold it in his hand. That the witness testified that he never entered the apartment. Clearly a contradiction. Indeed. The witness knew that the clock... the witness knew it was a clock because he went into the apartment. You're lying. You were inside the apartment on the day of the murder. Oh yeah? Prove it. Prove I went in there. I'll do better than that. I can prove you were the one who killed her. You struck her with the clock. and the shock of the blow triggered the clock's voice. That was the sound you heard! Order in the court! Intriguing. Please continue, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Saw it. The sound left quite an impression on you. Understandable, since the murder weapon had just spoke when you hit the victim. The voice was burned into your mind. That's why you were so certain about the time.
What is the meaning of this? This is baseless conjecture.
Baseless? Just look at the witness's face! With the witness care to elaborate. Did you strike the victim with the clock? I never... Look, the clock, I heard no, I mean... I hate you! It was him! I tell you! He's wrong! He killed him! He's bad! Get him dead!
Jesus Christ, you think this is fucking Auschwitz?
Order in the court, I say!
Your Honor, a moment please. There is an assured evidence supporting the defense's claims.
Mr. Wright, Your Honor, you claim the sound of the witness heard the clock from... You claim the sound the witness heard came from the clock. Do you have any evidence? The whole case is riding on this, I better think of it. Your Honor, the sound that Mr. Saw heard was definitely from this clock. A fact which is simple if... You try sounding the clock. Let's sound the clock now and hear it in this court. Your Honor, may I have the clock? I asked the court to listen very carefully. I think it's 8:25. That certainly is a strange way to announce the time. Well, he is the thinker, after all. So, we've had the clock. What are your conclusions, Mr. Wright? Mr. Payne, can you tell me what the time is now?
It's 11:25.
As you can see, this clock is exactly 3 hours slow. Precisely the discrepancy between what Mr. Saw heard, and the actual time of death. So, Mr. Saw, try and talk your way out of this one. You forget one thing. Uh-oh, what's he talking about now? Well, it may seem like the clock is running 3 hours slow. That proves nothing. How do you know it was running slow? It was running 3 hours slow on the day of the murder. If you can't prove that, you don't have a case, boy. He's right. How do I prove it? How do I prove that? Damn it. I was so close. Mr. Wright. It seems you lack the critical evidence to support your case. Yes, Your Honor. This means I cannot let you indict the witness. Unfortunately. This ends the cross-examination of Frank Sowit. I come all this way down here, and you testify and look at what's happened. You treat me like a criminal. A criminal! You lawyers are all slime. I almost had him. Sorry, Larry. I failed you. There's nothing I can do about it now.
Not so fast, Mrs. Solid. Time to die, bitch.
Mia, I mean Chief.
Listen up, Wright. Don't throw this one away. Not like this. Hey.
But Chief, it's over. You're the one with the power of boobs. You do it. It can't be proven. The clock was slow on the day of the murder. The only way you could do that is if somebody with massive boobs proved it. Nobody can prove that unless they had massive boobs, and then they can do that.
Well, yeah. Well, if you did this, thing, I'll allow you to cover me, alright?
Jesus Christ, Mia.
That doesn't mean you can't still win. try thinking outside the black hole.
I'm kinda comfortable in the box, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah.
Shut the fuck up, get out the box, bitch. Nobody comes down into the back. Stupid the cock for 3 hours slow, and they do it. Ask yourself, why was the clock 3 hours slow? Figure out the reason, and you have your proof. Right?
Was that a pun, Mia?
Yeah. You think the reason why the clock will be 3 hours slow?
Mia, I'm very disappointed in you. Why are you doing puns?
Yes. Fuck you.
Gladly. Wait.
9 p.m.
Maybe I can prove it. Joe.
Okay, you must have evidence somewhere to prove it, right?
Joe.
Find it and add it to you must have it. I fucking read that wrong, did I?
What the fuck are you even doing?
Well, Mr. Wright, you say the clock was already running slow on the day of the murder. Have you found evidence to support this claim?
Of course. The piece of evidence in the court record has proven it beyond the...
Tough words, let's see. You pull this one off. Let's see the evidence that proves the clock was running slow. Take that!
The victim had just returned from abroad the day before the murder. As we all know, the time difference between here and Paris is 9 hours. When it's 4 here, it's 1 a.m. the next day. There. The clock wasn't 3 hours slow. It was 9 hours fast. The victim hadn't reset her clock since returning home. That's why the time you heard when you struck her dead in the apartment was wrong. Also, why the fuck did she bring her clock to Paris? Proof enough to you, Mr. Saw It? Or should I say Mr. Did It? Got him! Order, I say! I didn't do his voice right.
Well, this case has certainly turned out different than what we all expected. Mr. Payne, your witness.
He was arrested and being taken away, Your Honor. He soon will be shot dead.
Very well. No, he'll be sent to the gulag. Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor?
I have to say I'm impressed. I don't think I've ever seen somebody complete a defense so quickly and find the true culprit at the same time.
Thank you, Your Honor.
At this point, only a formality, but this court finds the defendant, Mr. Harry Butts, guilty. I meant not guilty.
I'm not curious. Is it possible we can make this stuff like all guilty? Would the campaign still go?
And with that, the court is adjourned. Also,
Harry Butts belongs to jail, let's be fair, so nobody cares if I declare him guilty, right?
Yeah, I'm serious. I'm quite curious. If you get, like, you know your defendants, if you get them all convicted guilty, will the campaign still go?
If you get them convicted guilty, you have to restart the fucking case.
Oh
shit.
Sucks.
It turns out that Frank Saw It was a common burglar. He posed as a newspaper salesman to check and see when people were out of their houses. That day, when Larry went over to her apartment, the victim wasn't home. After he left, Mr. Saw It let himself in to do his dirty work. While he was searching her place, the victim returned. Flustered, Mr. Saw It grabbed the nearest blunt object he could find.
Yes, sir.
What the fuck, Joe?
Hey, that's what you did.
August 3rd, 32 p.m. District Court Defendant Lobby number 2. Whew. Still can't believe we won.
Right, good job there. Congratulations.
Thanks, Chief. I owe it all to you.
Not at all. You fought your own battle in there. There was a team trial and such satisfying mood.
I've never seen the chief looking this happy. Well, except for that one time, but you know, we don't talk about that.
Get in bed, Phoenix.
Okay.
Babies be making.
If she's this glad, imagine how Larry must feel.
9 months later. I'm like, it's over.
Well, Larry, you're supposed to be happy. What's wrong now? Why are you such a bitch?
Rick. Don't worry about me. I'll be dead and gone soon.
Good.
I'm also suicidal.
Good. Wait. I meant bad.
How you make good?
But let's be fair, it's actually good. Larry, you're innocent. The case is closed. Go home. I don't get the fuck out of my face right now.
Double dirty, bitch. But my silly wing is gone, man. Gone forever.
Larry, she was a thought. Whatever. She was a thought, though. God
Don't
damn.
think I'm gonna give the dead body. Congratulations, Harry. Harry? Yes, dude. I can practically see the headline. Harry Potts innocent.
Mia, he's not innocent. I saw him do it.
I really want. Hey, you didn't see me commit necrophilia. Fuck you. I won't forget this ever. Let's celebrate dinner, Louis. My treat.
Larry, I would never eat with you again.
Oh no, I couldn't. Unless you want to get me pregnant too.
God damn it! Mia, I thought I didn't think you were into fucking homeless men. Hey, I was the one who got you off the hook.
Phoenix, who the fuck? I'm fucking homeless right now. Hey, you.
God. Just say Larry's line, bitch.
Oh, hey. You fixed it. It's great.
Isn't that the fucking murder weapon?
That's perfect for me. Wait, let me see. Evidence that. Actually, I made this box for her. I made one for her and one for me. Really? You made this? Well, thank you. I'll keep as a memento. Yo, Nick. Can you believe it? I was in fuck. I was so into that chick. And when she was just playing for me at the pool, I'll play her. Don't forget me. You don't want to make me cry.
Larry, she was a thought. I meant.
Are you sure? Excuse me?
Larry, I am going to fucking murder you for that. Get back here, you little bitch! I'm gonna fucking stab you.
I think she thought quite a lot of you in her own way for sex. Nah, she's gotta sympathize with me. It's okay. I'm not sympathizing, really. Fuck you. Everything right. Isn't that right? Don't you heads up to show your friend, like a dick. Not that proves how she fucked about him.
Huh? Oh yeah, right. The fuck is she thinking? The fuck is she talking about? My badge, no.
The autopsy report.
Check this out, Larry. Positive proof that you weren't just some chump to her. It's the autopsy report. No, it's her passport. No, it's her autopsy report.
The blackout.
Yeah, but when you came over, she turned her lights off to hide from you. Okay, check this out, Larry. Positive proof that you weren't just some chump to her.
Oh, what about that car?
It's shaped like your dick. This is the clock you made for her, Larry. And she took it with her when she traveled.
Whatever. She needed a clock, that's all.
Why would she bring his fucking clock to Europe?
Don't know.
You think so? It's just a pretty heavy clock to take traveling. Any clock is heavy to take traveling. People don't bring their clocks traveling.
Yeah, they don't bring their clocks, they bring their clocks.
Well, you kind of have to if you're a dude. It's like that. You can't take it off.
Yeah, well, not the surgery.
Well, make it what you will.
I'm glad I asked. He's a lawyer. Now, time to kill you, bitch. Really? I take this.
Hope that made him feel a little better.
Right. I hope you can get more evidence now. Also, hopefully you realize these things change depending on how you look at them. People, too. They never know if our clients are guilty or innocent.
Well, you know, in the second game, once I'm given fucking magical mind powers, I'll know.
You're just bullshit that way through the second court case of the second game. All we can do is believe in them.
But just remember, I will not defend guilty people, which basically means I'm gonna go bankrupt.
Good. In order you believe it, you have to believe it yourself.
No.
Right. Listen, learn, grow strong, and kill. Never let go when you believe it. Never.
You know what? I think I'm gonna give up on what I believe in.
I think what is done. Shall we off to bed?
No! Yes, I guess so. Yeah, sure.
Say, how about dinner? On top of me?
Wait, so when you say dinner on you, do you mean like you're paying for the dinner, or we're gonna be eating dinner off of you?
You can even get it off of me, you know what I mean?
Jesus. Yeah, right.
Oh, speaking of Henry, you were saying the part why he became the Lord because of sin.
Yeah, part at least.
You have more to tell me. You were maybe over sex?
I'd rather just have it over drinks if you wouldn't mind.
Sex is better, my boy.
No! And so my first trial came to a close. Larry slapped me on the back and said, gee, thinks it's good to have friends. I'm pretty sure he's not gonna pay us unless you count the clock he gave me, I didn't know it then, but that clock would soon be at the center of another incident. And my promise to the chief about me and Larry would be one promise that I wouldn't be able to keep. Okay, so that's gonna be... Joe, shut up. Joe, shut up. Anyways.
Fuck you.
So that's gonna be the end of this first episode. Thanks to everybody who watched it, and I will...